Today we're making cheesy tacos de alambre, a Mexican classic inspired by kebab flavors. Just think steak, chorizo, bacon with crispy veggies and gooey cheese. Oh my goodness, it is so good. All in one delicious, effortless dish you're gonna love. Let's get started with some prep. I've got 2 bell peppers. So you can literally pick whichever color you like. These right here are more on the sweeter side, but I've got this one that's more grassy, a poblano pepper. You can use a green bell pepper if you like, but I just love these. They have so much flavor, very intense, so good in this recipe. Let's remove those seeds. Poblanos are on the mild side, but you may get the occasional spicy one, so just keep that in mind. Now medium dice them, I'd say about into bite-sized pieces. You don't want them too small either. You want an enjoyable bite. Do the same thing with half of a white onion. Just keep in mind everything has to be diced similar in size, that way it cooks evenly. We're just gonna transfer this into a bowl. While I'm at it, I'm going to mince a couple of garlic cloves. Now dice 1.5 pounds of boneless sirloin steak. But first, I'm going to pat it dry with a paper towel just to remove that excess moisture. It's gonna allow us to get a good browning on there. And you know what browning does? It adds flavor. That is going to be our bouillon flavor, right, Nelson?
Yes.
Natural. Transfer it into a large bowl, that way we can season it well. Add our sazon flavor. It is just my dry seasoning for carne asada. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna link it down in the description area, but it goes perfectly with this. Start with a teaspoon of ground onion, a teaspoon of ground garlic, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of ground ancho chile, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, salt to your liking. I'll be doing 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And we're finishing it off with freshly ground black pepper to your liking. Toss it in so it gets well combined. It smells so good. It really does. Meat is fully seasoned, and we're also gonna need half a pound or 8 ounces of pork chorizo already broken up out of its casing, ready to go, and 8 ounces of bacon that's also been sliced. You're gonna need a large pot, medium-high heat, and start by cooking that bacon. We want it to get golden brown, crispy, and super delicious. It's gonna release some flavorful fat. I'm gonna turn off the heat because I do want to remove that bacon. It is ready. Just place it over some paper towels. That way it can absorb some of that excess fat. Remove some of the fat from the bacon and leave some behind in the pot so that we can brown that steak over medium-high heat. Avoid overcrowding the pot because we want this to brown and not sweat. So I just like to do a single layer, and we're gonna leave it alone. Move it around. That way it gets a little more browning on all the other sides. I'll reduce the heat to medium and the meat is ready to go. It is gonna get fully cooked. This dish itself is like that. If you wanted it to a certain temperature, you would have to cook the entire steak to your desired doneness and then dice it up. But we are keeping the original way. We're going in with all those veggies. You can always add more of that bacon fat if you feel it needs it, but we just need to cook these until they are tender but not mushy. We still want a little bit of crunch. These are almost done. I'm gonna add in that minced garlic and just stir it for another minute or so. I'm gonna remove those veggies as well. They look so good. Still medium heat. I am gonna add a little bit of bacon fat. And now let's cook that pork chorizo. Just like to break it apart, spread it around so that it also gets a really nice browning. Chorizo is good to go. We're gonna add the steak, the veggies, the bacon. We're also gonna do a squeeze of lime juice. And I'm doing half a lime. Half a lime is about 1 tablespoon of lime juice. I've got 12 ounces of grated Oaxaca cheese. Just sprinkle it on top. Okay. We're gonna turn off the heat. Cover it and let this stand for about 5 minutes or until that Oaxaca cheese is completely melted and looks gooey and delicious. You know what cheese is supposed to do. You guys, this looks so good. I mean, it's just that cheese is calling my name. Okay, let's do this. I'm feeling it, Nelson. I feel the flavors. It's just delicious. That salsa definitely brings moisture.
My goodness.
Flavor, a little bit of a kick. I love it.
It has a hint of discada. It has a hint of quesatacos because of the cheese. It has a hint of goodness.
Nelson got inspired. That cheese really adds something beautiful. And the corn tortilla. Which for me, I can only have one. But what I'm gonna do is pair it with almond flour tortillas. I'm gonna link it down in the description area so you can have access to it as well. This is so good.
This is amazing. This is just too good for you not to make it.
You already know, all of the full detailed recipes are going to be available on villacocina.com. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and click the notification bell. He's got his mouth full, so until the next one, everyone.
Keep eating tacos, everybody.
Bye. Stay hydrated.
With tacos.